Hi, I'm Sean, and I love music. You probably noticed that all the cool kids on YouTube are currently doing the Metal Tag 2025 set up by the lovely guys over at Heavy Metallurgy. Thought I'd throw my hat into the ring, but as usual, being me, there's a lot of music to get through, so let's just fire into it. Oh, there's literally way too many albums to get excited about just to name one. So at the end of this month, we've got Kadath by the Great Old Ones, and then in February we've got Gold by Scour, we've got Nightside by Grima, we've got Amidst the Ruins by Sour from Scotland, yes! And then in March we've got Spirit Box's new album, Tsunami Sea, and then in March we've also got a band called Troll, we've got Ice Coven's Regan. If I had to pick one album that I'm really looking forward to, it'd be the guys at Havakrunu with Tavastaland, which is available in February. The guys in Havakrunu never ever cease to amaze or let me down. Absolutely fantastic, epic, sweeping, cold black metal. Yes! The 25th item in my vinyl collection is the rather wonderful Spiritual Instinct by Alcest. I've raved about Alcest in the past. Absolutely fantastic, melodic, atmospheric, post black metal, black gaze, whatever you want to call it. Alcest are just the masters. Absolutely wonderful. I hesitate to call these guys an older band, but they're like a classic band that I only discovered last year, and that's Amorphous and Skyforger. What an absolutely wonderful album this is. I genuinely heard nothing by Amorphous, but while doing Melodic Death Metal Month last year, Amorphous kept cropping up in other people's lists of fantastic Swedish melodic death metal bands. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful melodic journey, peppered with bits of Swedish melodic death metal, but it's just such an experience. Absolute stone cold fan. Absolutely fantastic. Probably the place I get the majority of my music these days is Bandcamp. I just love the fact that I can interact directly with a band and make sure that they get the majority of the funds that I'm paying towards them. I also love the fact that I can choose how much I'm going to pay towards the band. I'm on a real bent of moving towards owning my music as opposed to streaming it, and Bandcamp is a big move in that direction for me. So maybe less of a hard to place in the metal genre and more of a hard to pigeonhole just into the metal subgenre. It would be 93696 by Liturgy. I absolutely love Liturgy, and at a high level they are black metal. They are a black metal band, but there's so much else in here. There's like digital music, there's electronic music, there's opera, there's symphonies, there's breakcore, there's hip hop. Like there's so many different elements pouring into Liturgy, and this album is the culmination of all of those styles, finally finding that cohesion which was maybe lacking in some of their previous albums. I mean, it's not my favourite Liturgy album. My favourite Liturgy album would be Hack, because it's an absolutely phenomenal album, but this album is absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended. Absolutely highly recommended. So I wouldn't say I hated this next album, but I certainly bounced off it hard the first time I heard it, and that was Hosannas from the Basement of Hell by Killing Joke. And there's actually a good reason for this. This is the album that immediately followed their second self-titled album. I've done a video on that album. That was the one that made me go, oh my god, Killing Joke, they're amazing. But whereas that album was very direct, very brutal, very heavy, this album's a lot more esoteric, it's a lot rawer, it's a lot scratchier, it's a lot weirder. I bounced off this because I was just looking for more of that sound they had in their previous album. Understanding Killing Joke to the degree that I do now, I absolutely love Hosannas from the Basement of Hell. It's just such a grimy, murky, amazing record. Absolutely phenomenal. I actually really enjoy buying albums blind. I'm really into that kind of surprise that you get with purchasing a new album, and that's what I did last year with this album. It's Adorn with Grace. Phenomenal bit of melodic, maybe a bit more on the melodic side, black gaze, kind of post-black metal. It's exceptionally pretty, and of course the reason I bought it was this absolutely fantastic album art. I instantly saw it and went, right, okay, I'm getting that purchased. I'm certainly getting it purchased on the pink vinyl as well. Look at that pressing, it's wonderful. Oh, delicious. Luckily for both my wallet and my wife, I'm usually not the kind of person that will buy multiple pressings of the same album. There are two particular ones that I did get in the past, and the first one is the Ocean with Phanerozoic 1. I actually had the black pressing beforehand, and then I had to upgrade to the mossy green one. I say I had to. I really wanted to. I mean, look, it would simply be wrong not to own this album with the absolutely fantastic green pressing. The Ocean Collective. Thoroughly challenging progressive metal and thoroughly challenging packaging to get back in. Haha, I did it. I have defeated you. And I of course own multiple pressings of the finest album of all time. Everything that the history of mankind has been leading up to. The absolutely fantastic City by Strappy Young Lad. I own the silver repressing, but I also own perhaps what's perhaps the pinnacle of my collection. My first pressing of the album. Mwah. Absolutely love it. Much easier packaging than the Ocean. And show off a grail that I acquired in 2024. Oh Jesus! It would be the Showa era Godzilla soundtrack collection. These are the soundtracks that set up everything Godzilla would be, even into the future. Everyone knows the classic Godzilla theme. All started here, baby. If you want my personal favourite Godzilla soundtrack, it would be Terror of Mechagodzilla. Fantastic. Oh, and that's gorgeous. That's absolutely I actually got this in a sneaky deal on Discogs, and I'm not gonna lie, when it arrived I cried because I was so happy. Oh, so that is the 1954 to 1975 soundtracks from the Godzilla show era. Oh my god! A kaiju heavy box, I think you'll agree. I am always on the hunt for numerous albums, so again, it feels wrong just to name one, but three I can name off the top of my head would be Harumi Hosono and Pearl Harmony. Such a fantastic Japanese city pop album, frequently recognised as Japan's answer to David Bowie. The man is an absolute genius. If you need proof of it, check out the track Sportsman, it is wonderful. Also, I'd love to get The Zenith Rise by I Built the Sky. Pristine and immaculate, modern, metalcore, gent-tinged guitar virtuosity. It's absolutely spectacular. A really euphoric, upbeat guitar virtuoso album. I would also love to get Ensiferum's first album on vinyl because it's a stone cold folk metal classic. Absolutely fantastic. So I've never really purged this album from my collection, but I have broken several CDs in my time, and that would be The Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails. I don't think I need to talk about this album, Mary, because it is such a classic. Trent Reznor is an absolute genius, and for many, this is the high point of a career of high points. This is actually the second pressing that I bought. This is the 2004 remaster. It's absolutely fantastic, but I own another copy of this, and throughout my youth, I was constantly losing or breaking or just wearing out versions of this album on CD. So yeah, I've owned The Downward Spiral a lot because it's an album that's worth owning a lot. An artist I lost track of, but now I reclaimed in 2024. That would be the absolutely monstrous and heavily metallic Shania Twain and Come On Over. What? No love for Shania? That don't impress me much. Okay, seriously, it would be Expanding Senses by Darken. Fantastic Swedish mullet death metal album. Absolutely brutal, fantastic. Going to be doing a video on it next year. Yeah, it's so good. I actually really love getting in on the ground floor with a band and seeing how they progress. It's like one of my favourite things to do. And Neckbreakers Within the Viscera is absolutely phenomenal. This is some of your good Florida-tinged brutal death metal. It's just so good. Super young. Like I think the youngest member has just turned 18, but like they're just so focused and driven and talented and heavy as sin, and it's a delicious album. I highly recommend it. That's Neckbreaker Within the Viscera. So good. So I watch a lot of guitar channels, like in my never-ending quest to try and make myself not be as shite at guitar as I currently am, and because of that I watch a lot of Dean Lamb's videos. You may recognise Dean as being the guitarist for the technical death metal legends Archspire, but he does this video series where he takes like a song from a band at random and then he sits there and he tries to figure it out by ear. But he picked a song called Cold by a band called Psychroptic, and like the first time I heard it, it gave me chills. It was just like fantastic progressive technical death metal with a real Opeth edge, and because of that I obviously had to go and buy a Psychroptic album. Now this isn't the album that Cold is from, but this is also a fantastic album, Divine Council. I would say this one's heavier than that album, it's a bit more brutal, but yeah, Psychroptic, really fantastic progressive technical death metal. Mwah, delicious. A great album with bad cover art. I think that'd be in Darkenman by Anthrax. I don't really think I need to say much more. You've probably seen paintings by Zdzislaw Beksinski, very Geiger-esque. It's almost like post-apocalyptic and weird and eldritch things that he painted. It's quite a lot of horrific looking imagery. And Yod by Mizmor uses one of his pieces, and it communicates what Yod is without any writing on the front of the cover at all. This is grim, grimy, depressing, brutal, doom-laden black metal, and yeah, it's a phenomenal. All of Mizmor's albums have sensational cover art, but this one in particular is my favourite. There are too many albums that I want to be reissued as soon as possible, but a short list would be The Age of Nero by Satyricon, classic black metal, fantastic fucking album, one of the best black metal album openers in the world with Commando. Labyrinth by Flesh God Apocalypse, fantastic symphonic progressive death metal, concept album based on the Labyrinth and the Minotaur, absolutely fantastic. Boris's Smile, talked about Boris in this video here, absolutely fantastic, really exuberant, upbeat, fuzz worshipping doom metal. And maybe a bit of a left side choice, but I would love to see a repress of Kankyo Ongaku, Japanese ambient, environmental and new age music from 1980 to 1990. Such a stellar collection of ambient and chill tracks, really good. A totally out of left field choice in my collection would be OK with Tonkori and the Moonlight. Absolutely fantastic traditional Aboriginal style music from the island of Hokkaido, really emotional, and it's so good. I remember I kind of heard this by accident on Bandcamp, and then I was like, right, I need to own this, and the whole album is just such a wonderful experience. Hello, Future Sean here. I'm here because past Sean's an idiot and forgot to answer one of the questions. Bands I'd like to see live: Psy, fantastic. Otoboki Beaver, fantastic. Godspeed You Black Emperor, obviously. Reissued, and any kind of music performed by Kristen Hayter, I would love. please and thank you. I enjoy lots of metallic YouTube channels, but we'll just pick two. So first up, the Death Doom Metalhead, fantastic channel, wonderful guy, the one who turned me on to the Metal Tag 2025, absolutely check him out. This one's maybe a bit out of left field, but a channel called Black Metal Promotion. I don't know how they do it, but they just post entire upcoming underground black metal artists, and routinely these albums are absolutely fantastic. And it's great because I feel like you would not discover these albums if not for this channel, and they do it consistently. It's like again and again and again, fantastic album, fantastic album, fantastic album. They also appear to be a big part of the wider black metal scene, and they are one of the first places I'll go to check out a new album. So that's the Death Doom Metalhead and Black Metal Promotion. Go check them both out. I think we got through that in sharp time. Yeah, it's good. Thank you for watching, if you still are. But be kind, be safe, stay groovy, and I'll see you all on the next video. Cheers.